Three Masters.
The first Australian into the women's semis at an Olympics in 24 years.
She's former beach sprinter that has moved to the track so successfully.
Masters flying down the back straight.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is the 1st of April and I'm up at Cusack in Brisbane because today is the start of my 10-day taper leading into Nationals. So Nationals, is in 10 days time. I'm only doing the 100 meters again this year, and my taper basically starts 10 days out and we train every second day, and the first day, aka today, is crazy. I've got to do a track and gym session all in one day, and it is just very high load, very high intensity, and then from today onwards it all just kind of like tapers off from there every second day. So today's the worst of it. It's all downhill from here, and I'm well recovered, had a great sleep last night and ready for today's session. So I'm about to get into it, and I'll just give you a little overview of what today's session looks like. So we've got to do a warm-up, and then I'll need to do 2 overspeeds, which Trenton from the QAS will kindly get the 1080 out for me. Usually I use that big orange band. If you've watched my videos before, you would know what I'm talking about. But just for the sake of not having to bring it up here and get it off my coach, we're going to use the 1080 today. I actually used it for the first time last week, and I actually really loved it. It definitely feels a lot different to the orange band, but it's just smoother and nicer. So I have no issues using that today instead. And then after that, I've got to do 2 20-meter flies with a 40-meter build with full recovery in between each. And then I've got to do 4 30-meter blocks, 1 80-meter, 1 100, 1 120, and 1 150. So big session today. I'm trying my best to get through all of these. There is full recovery in between every rep. So we'll see how we go. Right, we are done. 10th day session is done. Honestly, it's a good session, but I always dread it every time it comes around. It's honestly so hard, and there's so much volume in it, but always feels good to get through it unscathed. I'm a lot fitter than I thought I was. Like, I'm not as dead as I thought I would be, but really happy with that session. Really solid stuff. Got through all of the reps quite solidly. Just the last 2, maybe the 120 and the 150. I had to run them into a headwind because there's a pretty strong wind here today. So I kind of ran everything backwards with the tailwind to kind of maximize that little bit of speed, a bit of overspeed. And then the long ones I just did into the headwind just to kind of buffer myself a little bit and not risk anything or get injured by going too fast. So close to Nationals. So track session done for today. Got some electrolytes here, and just taking off my spikes and chucking on my shoes because I now need to go in to see my dietitian. Peter, she came out and visited me halfway through the session because I need to get my skin folds ahead of Nationals just to see where we're at and if we're on track to hit where I want to be for Nationals to peak. training. I just had physio this afternoon. That's basically just like my normal weekly check-in, but also just making sure that I'm getting on top of all my niggles as we head into nationals, because we want to feel as good as we possibly can and pain-free in anything that is causing me grief at the moment. And at the moment it is definitely like my back. I don't know, my back is my enemy at the moment. I was literally warming up on the weekend for Mori Plan and I did a run through, and then I got caught a bit of like my upper back near my shoulder blade, and I literally couldn't like turn my head. I was like, are you kidding? I was literally just doing a run through. But anyway, had some niggles in my neck today and a flush out of my legs because, like I said yesterday, my hammies were a little bit donzy. So just kind of trying to make sure I get on top of that before tomorrow's session. But yeah, I was actually really happy with yesterday's session. I think I got through it a bit better than I thought I would. Obviously it was a massive day and a massive track session, like more than usual, but obviously the idea is that I go hard on the 10th day out and then everything tapers off from there. So the worst of it is done. My hammies feel a lot better today. I think maybe yesterday helped kind of just flush them out a little bit, but yeah, feeling really good today. Had an excellent sleep last night. I have been getting on average 8.5 hours sleep, and for those who have been following along here know that that is not normal for me. So really pumped with where my sleep is at, and just trying to make sure that I'm staying on track with that as we head into nationals, because I know that that's going to be that extra 1% in my performance. So for dinner tonight, I am cooking up some salmon, and I think I'm going to have it with beans, and I think I have some broccolini as well. So something I do leading into taper, with obviously the advice from my dietitian, is that we restrict carbs at dinner time on non-training days, just to kind of lean up that little bit extra as we peak. And it's definitely something that really works for me, and it's like not a massive change. I just kind of make sure that I'm having really good protein snack that like mid-afternoon, so that I'm not hungry after dinner. So I'm just gonna cook up some salmon and veggies, and then I think let's have a sit down and have a debrief of Mori Plan and my race there, because yeah, I didn't end up vlogging there, so I thought why not go over it in this vlog. This is my food. Manners. Anyway, unfortunately, my race and a couple of the pre-program races weren't streamed on the weekend, which was kind of sad. Like, my mum and my coach and my friends were obviously getting ready to watch it, and yeah, it was never streamed, so that's sad. So I don't have any live stream footage of the race, but luckily there were some people in the stadium who filmed the race. Anyway, despite that, at every race, Australian Athletics biomech my race, as well as many other athletes who are on the national high performance structure. So I have a pretty clear cut video of my race on my laptop, which I'll share on the screen as well, just so I can kind of go through and review it. I've since gone back and had a look at this because I received this video yesterday, and I mean, post-race 11:35 I think it was. Overall not bad. Not the times I'm chasing now. Like, I know I can do better than that, but obviously going into Melbourne, it's not renowned for fast sprinting times. I think I was just expecting it to be cold and slow and probably a headwind, and we ended up getting a tailwind, which I beg to differ. But anyway, it was okay, but obviously just always wanting more and knowing that I can do more. But a solid run ahead of nationals. Anyway, I'll pop the video up on the screen and we can watch it, and then we'll chat about it. Alright, so first things first, my block start. This has always been the weakest part of my race. I have so many weird things going on, not so much anymore, but like coming from my beach sprinting days, obviously block starting out of holes in the sand and then running across sand is so different to actual blocks and starting on a track, which you can kind of use the ground for force and you can push backwards. If I did that in the sand, I'd probably fall over. So I've constantly been trying to work on little kinks that I need to just get rid of to make me a little bit more efficient on the track. And one of those things that I have currently been working on with the QAS in the lab is, yeah, just bettering my block start in general. I have no issue with the push itself, although I think I could have been way more aggressive in this race. I just don't think mentally I was there. Like, I feel like the whole week I went in going, oh, it's Melbourne, it's cold, it's going to be headwinds, I'm not going to run fast. So I just don't think I was really like 110% switched on. So in this block start overall, I think I could have been way more aggressive. It wasn't terrible, but I definitely didn't jump the way that I have been. So there's one improvement there. So one thing I've been working on at the QAS is my foot position in my, say, first 3 to 4 steps. I had this tendency to kind of like lift my foot out and then just place it down, hey, rather than, you know, coming out, putting it down really fast and driving backwards. I'm really not used to using the track and ground and like hard surface for force to propel myself forward. I'm so used to just like picking my knees up and prancing across the sand because, yeah, like I said, if I tried to do that on sand, I would literally go nowhere, probably backwards. So constantly trying to work on that, and it is so hard because a block start happens so quickly. Like you can't slow it down and do it properly. So, you know, it's constant like video analysis review, biomech review, and just seeing how we can just make it faster. And it's definitely come a long way. I would say my block starts are a lot better this season than what they have been in previous years, but there's still so many things that I want to do better, and I just need to move faster, like, let's be honest. But anyway, my transition has definitely come a long way. That is something that I feel like was a weakness last year, especially it was really highlighted in my Paris Olympics race. I feel like I jumped well, I stepped well, and then I just went like backwards, and then I came back in my back end. And I was like, how can I piece this whole race together? Because I know there's something special there if I just piece it all together. So this season I really went in trying to work on my transition and just making sure that I'm remembering to push through that stage and just attack it super hard. So it's definitely paid off my preseason trainings because that's definitely come a long way, and I'm usually never the first to 60, and in my last couple of races I have been. So that is a massive achievement for me because, yeah, for those who know me know that like 60 is not my strength. Hence why I didn't do any 60s this season. I just kind of left it to the outdoor stuff because I just knew that this wasn't my strength and I just didn't bother. But my 60s have come a long way, so I'm really proud of that. And my top end, it's just there, like it always is. It's always been my strength. I love top end. I think I used to rush my race a lot. I would just kind of like jump out, stand up and go, yep, top end's my strength, and just start running. But now I'm learning to be a little bit more patient through my acceleration and my transition because in the end that sets up really good top end. So all in all, not a bad race. It was smooth. I just think I could have had a better jump out and a lot more aggression through the start. And some warmer conditions would have been nice. So yeah, I'm really excited for Perth because obviously that's where I ran my 11:09. Obviously windy 3.0, but it's hopefully going to be warm there like it was at Perth Track Classic. It's Mondo. It's good for sprinters. I'm just really hoping we can get out of a really fast time. Cross my fingers. Anyway, as much as I wanted to be part of the main program, being part of the pre-program was kind of cool in a sense that we could watch the whole main program. Now, I have never, ever got to sit back and watch an entire meet in my life because the 100 meters is usually towards the end of things. So it was actually kind of nice to sit down and enjoy it from the perspective of a spectator. Maury Plant is the best athletics meet we have in Australia. I think they've done an excellent job at creating the vibe and energy and bringing people in. We had like 10 to 12,000 people there that night, which is absolutely incredible, and I want to see us continue to grow because obviously I've raced a lot overseas and it is so much bigger and more loved overseas than it is in Australia, and I just think it's not getting the recognition it deserves here in Australia. So I'd love to see it continue grow, and this meet is definitely the start of that. I've been a part of Maury Plant meet for I think it's been 3 years now, and every single one of them has just gotten better and better, and the effort that Australian athletics and world athletics put into it is phenomenal. And honestly, it was just an amazing night to watch. And you know, watching Gout and Lockie run that race, I think everyone was excited to watch that. Yeah, there was just so much vibes in the stadium, and yeah, honestly, I just love the event. Good morning, guys. It is, all right, I'm losing track of the days because you know when your schedule changes and you're just like, what day is it? That's how I feel right now. I believe it's Thursday, and usually I would be traveling up to Brisbane to go to the gym, but not today. We have track this afternoon and track only, but this morning I'm heading out to Robina High School with Cooper Chapman and the Good Human Factory and a couple of the guys from LSKD, and we're helping support his workshop at the school today, which is cool. I think I'm gonna go down and help run a bit of like a warm-up, a couple of running drills, and then potentially speak. I'm not really sure, but looking forward to it. Love what he's doing, so really happy to support locally there. But anyway, I've woken up, had my coffee and my breakfast to get ready because I need to be there at 7:45, and this morning I woke up to that Apple logo and it's just not leaving. I've tried the like factory reset where you do like the volume, hold, nothing. Still the Apple logo, so that's really frustrating. I'm just currently like on my laptop communicating with the guys at work and Matt, because Matt's at night shift tonight, and I'm like, hey, if you need me, you have to Instagram me because I can't get onto my phone. Amazing when your phone's out of action, how like disconnected you feel. Like if I go to this event today at Robina High and I don't know where I'm going, how do I text people to be like, where do I go? Anyway, I'm sure it's not that hard. We're just gonna go blind today. Oh no, I'm not gonna know how to get there because I need my maps. Well, anyway, I'm hoping I've got the Samsung Olympics phone that I got in Paris, and I kept it because I was like, obviously it's got the Olympic logos on it. I'm definitely more of an Apple girly, but I mean, Samsung swing me, but it's really cool. It like flips in half. Anyway, it's dead, so dead. It's been sitting in my bedside drawer. Right now it has 3%, so I'm trying to charge this up and I might change my SIM over as a backup. So hopefully we can get that going, and I might just take like a portable charger. Maybe that will be the solution. Anyway, really annoying. Maybe while I'm out at Robina, I'm gonna have to go to the Apple store and be like, what is going on with my phone? And I really hope it doesn't resort to having to buy a new one. But anyway, I would love a new one with more storage because I don't know about anyone else, but I have zero storage all the time and it's so frustrating. And I'm pretty sure this is like 500 gigabytes. Maybe I need the 1 terabyte. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna head out there. I'll see if I can get any footage of today and this morning with what we're doing. But if not, I'll see you at the track. Right, good afternoon. It's 5:30 p.m. The track is so busy at the moment. Well, it's not that busy, but there's still a lot of people here. Today, I feel pretty recovered after Tuesday's session, which is surprising because usually after that session I get pretty cooked. And I really am down in the dumps the entire taper until like the very few last days. And it's so hard to trust the process when that happens, but trust the taper. But I feel not too bad today. So I'm just gonna make sure I take it a little bit easy and not too extreme because we're not here to run ourselves into the ground. But today's session we've got 2 flies, 3 to 4:30s out of blocks, and then 1:20. So nothing too extreme, unlike Tuesday. It's a little bit overcast, a little bit rainy here, so I'm hoping the rain can hold off for the rest of this session. But I've just warmed up and let's get into the session. Hello to my vlog. Prosper, everybody. Want to introduce yourself? Anyway, Prosper, who is too shy to be on camera, just asked me, am I running the 1 and 2 at Nationals? And the answer is a fat no. I feel like you're like the 5th person who's asked me that in the last like 2 weeks. I've run a 200 in 2 to 3 years, 2 years maybe? Yeah, my PB is 23:21 still. I think I could do better than that with more training, but I don't actually really train for the 200 and I don't enjoy it, and I just want to go hard on the 100, so that's what we're doing. I can't make it through both at Nationals. Can you? Oh my god, the man spoke. Nah, I've tried to do both at Nationals and I've never made it through both of them, ever.
You run
I've got round like, because you do 3 rounds of the 100 if you make the final, and then you got to do 2 of the 200 if you make the final. And I used to do the heat and then my hammies would just like scream. And it's just like too scary at that time of the year to even like bother with that. And it's only a few girls that double up. It is extremely hard, especially when you're moving at high speeds and you're PBing. Because, yeah, so just the 100 guys, just the 100.
Go, go, go! Alright, session is done. I didn't film the 120 because we did it over the other side, but
CrossFit ran with me and I gave him a 1 second head start.
Oh, that's 1 second. Stop it.
And I still won. No.
You wish.
Nah, he got very close.
Oh.
But anyway, I'm scared that I feel this good today. Like usually I feel very, very cooked after Tuesday's session, but I feel good.
It's good.
I don't know about you, but
I'm cooked.
Cross not coming to nationals, even though he should be.
Should be, but hey, next time.
He's just getting in the work. Anyway, session done. It's just starting to rain, so gonna pack up.
Hanging.
Oh God, good job. See you tomorrow.
I love it in the vlog. Oh, did you hear my knees?
I'm always dreaming about you.
Good, I was about to say morning. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday afternoon, and today was just a Pilates day, rest day with a little bit of Pilates, and that is my last Pilates session leading into nationals. Super casual, super flowy, a little bit of a core burner towards the end, but honestly, I love Pilates. It is like the best thing that I have integrated into my routine over the last couple of years. I feel like it has just been that extra 1%. I feel stronger. I feel so much more stable, especially when I'm sprinting. I'm so body aware, and it just works all those little intricate muscles that you don't usually use when you're doing your bigger lifts like squats and step ups and all that stuff. I mean, Pilates really helps with my step ups because it really does help train my stabilizers and all those little intricate core muscles that help me stay stable on a step up that is heavy as like 120 kilos. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of Pilates. It's also my opportunity to stretch because coming in from a dance background, I am quite naturally flexible, and I've just gotten like bad at stretching over the years. I just don't put much effort into it. Obviously I stretch in my warm up and whatnot, but like I just can't find the time with work and everything to stretch at home or in other times around my training. So yeah, Pilates is my opportunity to stretch, get a bit of mobility in my back. Obviously, I've talked about my back a lot and how it's just causing me grief, and had that checked out at the physio the other day and a good massage on Tuesday. So just trying to always make sure I'm doing some mobility to help keep my thoracic nice and loose, and also my lower back. I know, just my whole back is just an issue, but we want to be nice, loosey-goosey because we've got a 5-hour flight next week to get to Perth, and there's nothing worse than having a tight back. Honestly, it's just frustrating. So today we had a little bit of a different venue for Pilates. We were at Griffith University, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I got to do my session with Ellie. I've done a few with her. Usually I'm one-on-one, but I actually really love doing Pilates with Ellie. She's a vibe. Obviously she's the most beautiful human, so much energy, and a really great start to the day. So yeah, I'm gonna head home this afternoon. I'm going out to Apple to see if they can fix my phone because we're still rocking the Samsung Olympics phone. It's so funny. I feel like I'm like Channing Tatum and She's the Man when he's like, hello. I literally just folded it before when I was at Pilates, and my physio was like, did you just fold your phone? I was like, yes, I just folded my phone. It's quite crazy that this does this. But anyway, it literally looks like, I'm gonna say an iPhone even though it's a Samsung, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just been like so weird to use, and I'm wigging out and I'm not getting like half the messages that I usually receive because I think they're all going through iMessage, and this obviously doesn't have iMessage, and then I can't airdrop anything. You know, I'm just an Apple girly, and all of my products are Apple. So we're gonna go in. I booked an appointment later this afternoon to go see a technician, and I'm crossing my fingers that they're gonna be able to fix it for me because buying a new phone was not on my bingo card for 2025. All right, so we just got out of Apple. Turns out I had too much storage on my phone, and my phone just said, no, not today, cucked it. So I just had too much on my phone. For reference, I had a 512 gigabyte iPhone 15 Pro Max. Anyway, we decided to just trade it in and upgrade to the 16 Pro Max with 1 terabyte. Matt thinks I'm crazy, but
Yep.
We're just going to end up in the same scenario if I just restored from the iCloud, right?
Yeah.
And I traded it, so it's basically free.
So, boat?
Yeah, Matt says because I bought this, he now gets a boat. I think they're very different in price.
I don't care.
Anyway, got my phone back. Now I'm going to go restore it all. And maybe just start fresh because I have way too many photos in my camera roll. Like, filling up 512 gigabytes is crazy. Let's hope I don't fill up a terabyte, but I reckon I will.
Probably.
All right, it is 7 p.m. and I'm gonna have a sauna tonight. I've been trying to have saunas at least twice a week to help my recovery. I just love heat. I do have ice baths on the odd occasion, but most of the time I just try and jump in the warm pool if I have access to pools, or in the sauna. I don't know, I just love heat. So usually I like to do it right before bed. It's like 7 p.m. now, so I'm about to jump into bed, so it's perfect. I'm just filling up some of my electrolytes because every time I have a sauna, I always make sure that I have a full bottle of electrolytes to sip on. And I try and stay in there for 20 minutes and I record it on my Whoop so I can see the impact that it has on my recovery. Bit of a rare sighting, but Brie is in a one-piece. Usually I'm a two-piece girl, but I bought this just before I left for overseas to go to Paris last year, and it's from Jade Swimwear. They are probably more like a professional swimming, surf, life-saving type of brand, but I thought let's get a cute, good quality one piece for recovery because like I'm always jumping in chlorine pools and I feel like everyday cheap swimmers just get eaten alive. So I really enjoy this and I love the fit of it. Anyway, they saw me wearing this and they're like, we'd love to send you 2 more pieces. So they sent me these 2 and they are stunning. I'm yet to try them on. I only received them the other day, but how cute is this green one piece? Slay. And then also this purple. I love purple. I'm in my purple era at the moment. I have so much purple activewear, but I've got this cute little 2-piece as well. And I mean, I'm just going to show you this upside down because I feel like it's going to be easier, but stunning. These actually look tiny. I'm like, how are these going to fit? But they're pretty stretchy and they're just such good quality. Beautiful, stunning. I'll link them below. Thank you, Jade Swimwear. Says the guy who'd never wanted the dog in the bed.
No, I didn't say she's sleeping in the bed. She was having a quiet talking time with her dad.
Good morning, it's Saturday morning, it's about 8:30 a.m. and we've got another track session today. Very similar to what I did on Thursday, except no 120 and instead an 80 meters, so a little bit less. I'm feeling pretty recovered today. I'm in the green according to my Whoop. These are my stats for today. I am loving my Whoop, especially in these moments where I'm trying to taper and recover as best as I can leading into big competitions. I'll leave my link below. You guys can get 1 month free through that link. So if you've thought about getting Whoop, then I highly recommend one. It is that extra 1% in terms of like making sure you're on top of your recovery, your sleep, to help your performance. So it's not all about what happens on the track. There's so much more to it. I feel like Whoop is amazing for helping you stay on top of your sleep. Today we've got Matt here. And Maple Girl, come here. Ugh. This is Maple's first time at the track on the ground. You've come before in your pen when you were a baby. Today I have a very similar session to, what day did I train? Well, I'm losing my marbles. 2 days ago was Thursday. On Thursday I did the 2 flies, 4 30-meter blocks, and then a 120. But today is the same thing except no 120 and we're doing it 80. So super simple stuff, less than Thursday.
Set. Go.
at the Suns vs Crows game at, it's called now People's First Stadium. It used to be called Metricon Stadium and it's tripping me out. But anyway, how cool. They gave me one of their new pink jerseys, so I feel like I have to wear it in support of the Suns, naturally.
100%.
Alright, let's move on. Your only workout for the week?
That's only working in the last 12 months.
Take me to go for a swim because I'm actually Good afternoon everyone, it is Sunday midday and I'm looking a little bit glammed because I'm about to head out to lunch for the beautiful Desi Johnson's birthday. We're going to Lars Bar and Grill, which I believe is in Nobby's. I'm not too sure, I have to double check, but I have heard about it before and I have heard that it is really good. So I'm excited for a delicious lunch, but before I leave, I thought I would just pop on here and end this vlog. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. It's been a little bit different to my more recent racing vlogs. I hope you enjoyed that little bit more insight into my training and obviously special edition, the start of my taper. The rest of my taper finishes off next week as we lead into nationals starting Friday. So I'm flying to nationals on Thursday. I'm literally going the day before I compete and we're spending as little time in Perth as possible. I'm racing Friday, Saturday, so heats are on Friday and semis and finals are on Saturday, and then I'm out of there Sunday. And then we're gonna get ready for the next week because we're going to the Store Gift. We love the Store Gift. It's so much fun and I'm really looking forward to it. So a big few weeks of racing ahead and I will see you guys in the next vlog, which will be at nationals. So make sure you like and subscribe for more and I'll see you soon. Bye.